Perfect, even better.
Now, for those who might not know, Sheridan Memorial Hospital memorializes deceased loved ones every year with the Trees of Love. Jasmine, what are the Sheridan Memorial Hospital's auxiliaries, Trees of Love?
Yeah, so we're really fortunate to have such a supportive auxiliary of the hospital. And they are a group of volunteers who put together so many different events at the hospital, so many different things that we do throughout the year. And one of the big things that they do during the holiday season, Trees of Love, really helps to memorialize or honor loved ones who might have passed away. It might just be that you want to honor someone that you really care about, and during COVID, we had a lot of people who just wanted to, send something over to people who they haven't seen in a long time and wanted to let them know they were thinking about them, or even pets that people had pass away, different things for them to just be able to kind of show that you're thinking about someone. We have trees in the front of the hospital that, you notice when you notice them and you don't when you don't, just like any other tree. Yeah. But those have been, up at our hospital and really been a mainstay there for a long time. And so we put lights on them every Christmas, red, green, and white, to symbolize and memorialize those different people. And so it's a really great way for our community to get involved with things that we have at the hospital. It's a great fundraiser for the auxiliary and the things that they do, but it really brings the community together in a sense, being able to really think about and honor some of those people that you really care about or miss, and it's a great way to do that, and we really look forward to it each year.
And it really is, because like you said, usually with trees, you don't notice them till they're gone.
Yeah.
But when you put lights on them, and you were to drive by the hospital, if you were going to do some errands or whatever, and you see that glow in the dark, it's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of that magic of the season, right? And I think, you see all the movies and you see all the things where they have the town tree lighting and things like that, and we really kind of see it that way, especially at the hospital. Being able to memorialize and honor those people, caring for people is what we do. And so I think it's just another way to give us a little bit of something to reflect on too. But I think patients enjoy it, and I think people enjoy it. Just any holiday magic that we can find and provide, I think, is something that's just so great for everyone to get to enjoy.
And then to combine that with the memory of someone that you loved, I think is fantastic.
I think so. And I think one thing that's just so special about it that I've learned, in my time helping with it, with the auxiliary and supporting them in their efforts, is we have all these people from all over the country that contribute too, or people that are here and they want to memorialize their friend. So they send a card to their daughter in North Carolina or in Arizona or Florida or wherever it is. And so then we start to get them back from those people, or people who've moved away and want to honor someone here in the community who's passed, or let their friends know they're thinking about them. We have a lot of families who will do that, with families who have moved to Arizona or who have moved up to Colorado, or down to Colorado, up to Montana, and just sending them those things to let them think about it. Some people use it instead of like their Christmas card list. This is kind of what they do. And it's really that 2-for-1 in a really great way, like being able to honor someone, but also support the efforts of the auxiliary at the same time. Like it really is just an extra gift to so many different people.
And so how do they work? Do the different lights represent different memories? Or?
Yeah, so the different lights will, it's very symbolic and representative, I'll say. And so we also have the Book of Love, which will put every single person in there. So we put that, for example, in honor of Floyd Whiting from Jasmine Slater would be the example. And we put those in the Book of Love. We inscribe them in there essentially. And then everybody can go on there. We started doing it online a couple of years ago too, so that people from other places could see it. We have a physical book that we keep at the hospital with all the pages that we've had for over the years too. But now we've done it so that we have a digital version. So if you do one for your loved one and they want to see it in, even just if you don't want to come to town or come to the hospital and look at it, they can
jump online.
Yeah, you can just look online. But it's also really nice. I've been able to look through it and really reflect on some of the people to honor, or who have really done a lot for our community. There's people who people honor, and you just, not that you don't think about it, but it's kind of, once it's there, it's really a great reflection of that too.
Yeah.
Who people honor and think about, and not just now, but over the years. Like there's people who they keep on their list for 5-10 years and send something every year. And so you really get to see that that repetition, but also that reminder of caring about all of those people. And so it's a really great way to be able to kind of see that history a little bit too. But we just put the Book of Love for the current year because there's so many that can go on there in a year. Anyway, right now I think I believe we're over 300 to 5. We're between 300 and 500 lights already, and
Wow.
we haven't even lit the tree or anything. So yeah,
Wow, that's fantastic.
It is.
300 to 500 right now.
yeah. And I say 3 to 5 because they worked on them really hard yesterday, sending out acknowledgement cards, and then you go to the mailbox and there's a whole pile of them there too, which is not a problem. It's a great thing to
issue.
face.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
And it's a great thing for them to be able to work on too, because I think the auxiliary really enjoys, they really are a part of, I say they're our past, present, and future when it comes to the hospital. And I think it's really great for them to be able to see some of those names and loved ones or people, not just the ones that they send, but other people send too. So it's a really special way to get to look and reflect on that and appreciate things and find that place of gratitude, I think, as well.
When did all this begin?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we started, this is our 34th year doing
wow.
that. Yeah. So when I say past, present, and future, they're definitely a part of that. So it started 34 years ago, just finding a way to memorialize patients, memorialize friends, and it kind of snowballed from there and became, a bigger thing, like, putting up the lights on the trees is one piece of it, right? But being able to really keep that history going of, throughout the years. But also, I think that with the auxiliary, they really are able to keep those traditions alive for us. And so, 34 years, we've been going strong with it. So,
Holy cow. Can you
Yeah.
imagine, 50 years from now when it's been going 84 years?
yeah.
I can only imagine how
Yeah.
many names you guys will have accumulated by that.
And I think it's really wonderful because I think, as we all know, our community supports us in so many different ways and our community does so many great things. But I do really love getting to have, people who have moved away and then they contribute to this special project. Philanthropy is all about connecting to whatever project is meaningful to you, or giving of others or giving to things is really what matters to you most. And so I just love getting to see some of those names come back, that they're donating again or that they're wanting to be a part of it again. I think it really is being a part of something too that I think people really enjoy and appreciate as a community.
And one thing that I want people to understand, because we've got a lot of individuals who moved into the area
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
They can buy a light
Yeah.
for anyone that they choose. They don't have to have been born and raised in Sheridan.
No.
Anyone who they want to memorialize.
Yeah.
can go
So
on
my family was actually, not myself, but my parents were born and raised in Florida. And so we send a lot of them back to our family over there. And then they kind of in turn will contribute back to other people that they know. And so it doesn't have to be someone who lives here. It doesn't have to be someone who's from here. It doesn't have to be anything that is directly based out of our hospital even. It could be something that's completely separate. But I think that a lot of people just find this a nice way to do that during the holidays in a subtle way. And so what we also really try to do is on the website, we try to keep things updated so that they can see the Book of Love. It'll be going up later today. But also just like pictures of the event. When people reach out, I've had people call and just say, I can't make it, or we don't live there, but we want to see. So we try really hard to make it something that people can experience from afar, or if people are here and want to share that with their loved ones in another place, really finding that connection to our community as well. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about technology. It's the beauty of it is just getting to be able to have that widespread and connection to things. But
and being able to share that moment together as a
Absolutely.
community,
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
an extended community.
And I think we've experienced it a lot, is that people really within the foundation really love to do things as a group. There really is something about doing things as a group, finding people who have a common thread in a lot of ways. And so I think that just knowing people are contributing to this, or other events that we have, or the auxiliary also does the 5-year-old birthday party, and there's parents that come and bring their kids and they say, my parents brought me when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
It's just a lot of those special things that they do, and really being able to honor that tradition, but also find a place, like you said, for the people who are coming to our community and trying to find that place or seeing things. I remember last year we had a family who had just moved here from California. They heard about it. You have the idea of a tree lighting or what it looks like, and getting to learn about it and really see the honor and the community that is behind that is really wonderful. It's really great for people to get to see that and see that side of our community that all of us hold so special. It's such a special thing. And so getting to share that too with a lot of people is really wonderful.
Especially when they come from a large metropolis. And I don't want to talk down on anyone who enjoys living in that environment.
Sure.
But the majority of people who moved here that I've spoken to were looking for that connection that has been lost in
Yeah.
those larger urban type of communities.
Yeah.
That small town, I don't know. It's like it's an emotion I can't
is.
describe.
It is.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of like what people say the Hallmark movies look like. It's a
Yes.
little bit of that. It's just that it's that warm feeling that it gives you and kind of that magic of feeling like you're part of something bigger than yourself. And I think a lot of times people seek that. I think in the past, I would even say 5 years, people have really wanted to find that thing that they're connected to and passionate about and things that really matter to them. And so
Yeah.
I think this can be an extension of that. But I think any of the traditions that we have in our community, the history of our community is what people find so majestic, that they find so wonderful, that they
Perfect
find
word.
yeah, they find just that wonder about it, and we don't want to let that go. The history of Sheridan is so important to us, but even our surrounding areas and all throughout Wyoming, that's something we all hold very strong to. And so I think just being able to do that in our area is wonderful, but all the things we get to experience, even throughout the year, those traditions and the annual events or things like that, I think that's what kind of makes us us. And
Yeah.
so people really do seek that.
And I think after the pandemic and everything that happened, and
Sure.
all of us having to remove ourselves from the community,
Yeah.
I think it gave us a chance to put everything into perspective.
It did. It gave us that time to reflect and decide what was really important to us. And if we took that opportunity, then we were able to find a lot of those things that we cared about, the things that we wanted to be a part of, the people we wanted to connect with, what, like you said, what mattered most. And so I think being involved in things like this, it seems pretty small in the grand scheme of
Right.
things happening in the world. But, when you take that time to reflect on anything that happens during your day or that you do, I think this can be something that's just like that. It can be very powerful. And I remember it was probably about 2 years ago that someone came and she said, someone did a light in honor of my mom, and I didn't really know a lot about it or what it meant. And so I came, and so I went inside and then came back out, and she was just standing there staring at the tree. Like, it was just so much, like, it can symbolize so much more for people, and just getting that moment to appreciate and love and care about that person too in just a really joyful way. It's kind
Yeah.
of turning something that can be hard if it is, in memory of someone. But I think all of this is about honoring someone and honoring their memory and honoring who they are and what they mean to you or to these other people, and them getting to just look at that tree and find joy in something that at one point could have caused, a lot of grief or could be harder, or when you're missing someone, it's a way to channel emotions a little bit differently, I think.
And share one, and if you do it many years, multiple moments
Yep.
with that person
Yeah, absolutely.
who passed away. But in that moment, as we're staring at that tree,
Yeah.
in spirit, we're together, even if it's just briefly.
Absolutely. And, we've had families come out, grandparents bringing their kids out to come and see it because it's, the fun of the tree, right? But we also light, the hospital has a very large Santa Claus on the roof, which people might have noticed. But, that's a great thing for kids to get to see too, and just get to enjoy that. And it's kind of just that wonder and an enjoyment of the holidays through children, or having that, the fun parts of the holidays that we can really focus on, which can be a really stressful time. It can be a really hard time
Yeah.
for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And so just trying to bring that little glimmer of joy in a different way is wonderful.
And I think it's great the Sheridan Memorial Hospital does this, and the auxiliary puts all this work in, especially with things like the Santa.
Yeah.
Because, to a child, the hospital can be a scary place.
It
We
can.
only go there when I feel horrible.
As an adult, the hospital can be a scary
Yes,
place too.
yeah.
Yeah. But it really is that is one thing that I love about what the auxiliary does, is that they bring so much joy to us. I mentioned it's the past, present, and future. It's really about keeping those traditions alive here in the present for everyone. And all of their work really contributes to the future of our hospital, supporting in a philanthropic way, but also just supporting all the things that they do into the future, the projects, supporting the staff, supporting the work that we do, all the things that they do, putting up Christmas trees. This year they put up 15 Christmas trees around the hospital.
Oh, wow.
On top of wreaths and on, all the holiday decor. They're responsible for doing that because we're so grateful for it. But, all throughout the year, I mentioned the 5-year-old birthday party. They work in the surgical waiting room. They run our gift shop. There's just so many things that they do to bring joy to the hospital, but it also brings joy to them. And so I think there's that give and take, that push and pull kind of thing, that it really brings joy to them too. But really, we don't want people to be scared of going to the hospital,
Right.
which is a hard thing, like you said, for kiddos especially. But when they come and see a Christmas tree, when they're walking through to go meet their new baby brother or sister, then, it just gives them that little reminder it's going to be okay.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and, it might be a scary place, but in that building, you will find some of the most compassionate, empathetic people
Yeah.
in this community.
I truly agree with you. And I mean, I know I might be a little biased, but I left and came back to Sheridan, and I really recognized what a wonderful community we have and the people that we have. And I am proud of the hospital that we have. I'm proud of the place that we work. I'm proud of the volunteers who are there. And I'm proud to work alongside those people. I believe in the work that they do. And that's what the foundation is. And that's what the auxiliary is. That's what our volunteers are. It's believing in the work that people do and, helping to enhance it and helping to support them in all different ways, whether it be morale or whether it go all the way, to honoring them with a light. You think about some of those people who've worked really hard or people who just take care of you. There's really a lot of different ways to do that. But I really do appreciate the people that I work alongside. And I think a lot of things in the world can be scary, but I think taking care of ourselves is probably one of the best things we can do with ourselves, like mind, body, spirit, whatever that is. I think the hospital just plays a part in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I got a quick question because I would like to know who makes up this auxiliary?
Yeah, great question.
Who are the members of this?
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as our auxiliary right now as it stands, it is all women on the executive board. So we have an executive board, and then we have volunteers. We have other people who are involved as far as like a membership. Just like any other group, you would have a membership, and then you have your executive board that supports it. They're all volunteers. All of them sit, I say, on 2 committees of all the work that they do. So that could be the ones you see in the surgical waiting room, working in our gift shop because they run, purchase, and do everything in our gift shop. It could be different special projects that we have, the 5-year-old birthday party, toys for little kids. When they come in for surgery, they have scrubby bears for them, books for babies, all these different things. So it's a group of volunteers right now. Our executive board has about 20 members, and then the membership as a whole has about 120 members. So
This
there's
is a
really
small army here.
Yeah, it is. It is a very small army. The things that they do, we have people who, want to donate and contribute to the efforts that they have. Some people want to be very active and volunteer and spend their time. I think that's the other thing about philanthropy. It's not all about money. It's just the gift, and it really is. It's the gift and care for humanity. It's the love of humankind is what philanthropy is what it's meant to be. And so it's, your time, your talents, your dollars, however you feel comfortable contributing. So this group, I would say, spends more time than anyone else in our organization, volunteering time in there. We're so fortunate to have them. And so, yeah, it's a group of volunteers. Some of them are retired nurses. We have one who was a nurse for 44 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep. She retired on a Sunday, came in on a Monday and started volunteering. So we have past staff from the hospital, people who have moved here and the hospital was important to them or their parents or their families. We have a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of teachers too, that love to give to kids, but love to give to families. And that's how they spend their time. So it's a group of really incredible people that we have that are a part of it.
If I wanted to support the Trees of Love, what do I need to do?
Yeah. So as far as, purchasing a light or wanting to do that, you can go on our website, SheridanHospital.org/Trees of Love. And there's ways you can do it online. We have an online option now. Or if you want to fill it out, some people have a list on paper that they do every single year. We sent a mailing out at the beginning of November, but we have those same flyers at our front desk of the main hospital, outpatient center, and you can get those forms. You can also get them online, download them online, and you can fill out your lists, or you can do it for just one person or whatever you like to do. And so you can contribute in that way as far as donating. Supporting it too, we have our ceremony this Sunday, December 4th at 4:30 in the patient lobby there, the one that has the piano and a beautiful tree. We'll be doing refreshments. We will have music. Really get to have a ceremony just kind of to reflect on the history of it and share that with everyone. And then at 5 o'clock, the lights and the Santa Claus will turn on. So
And the light will shine.
yeah, absolutely. You know, our gift shop is going to be open that night too, so that people can come and drop in there and really just enjoy the evening and, you know, have some hot chocolate, apple cider, things like that, and get to enjoy it all together.
Stand in fellowship.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're going to have more with Jasmine Slater from the Sheridan Memorial Hospital and the Foundation when we come back. This is Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM, Sheridan.
The holiday season is here. Watch for your Family Dollar flyer in this week's Country Bounty for seasonal must-haves. Get in the holiday spirit with delightful deals on festive home decor, cozy apparel for the whole family, and the hottest toys of the season. There's no place like Family Dollar for holiday fun and savings. When it comes to finding great items at incredible savings, Family Dollar has got you covered. On the go, check out their e-flyer at SheridanMedia.com. Family Dollar, your one-stop shop for the holidays.
Shop for everyone on your list and save with the Sportsman's Warehouse sale flyer in this week's Country Bounty. Save up to 25% on camping brands like Big Agnes and Mountain Hardware. Gear up for fishing and save up to 45% on brands like Orvis, P-Line, and Lew's Fishing. Save up to $400 on cooking brands like Traeger, Camp Chef, Lodge, and more. Check out the flyer, make your list, and head to Sportsman's Warehouse, where they always guarantee lowest prices or they'll beat it. Open 7 days a week on Brundage Lane in Sheridan.
You know, the pioneers crossed the vast wilderness in covered wagons, yet today a lot of their offspring actually have to set alarms to remind them when to drink water. If you're needing water, all you have to do is call 307 Wildcat Well Service, a local company that specializes in locating water, drilling and pumps, even solar-powered water wells. So for water wells and all that goes with them, look for 307 Wildcat Well Service in the Country Bounty, and you too will have cool, clean water. Water.
Trim the tree, get more decorations, and do your holiday shopping at Ace Hardware and Connect Home Center. Make a cheerful statement with holiday decor, create a comfortable environment with indoor heating solutions and new lighting, redecorate outside with outdoor furniture and fire pits. Give the gift of more tools from brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Craftsman, and enjoy Ace Rewards special offers and sales on many items. There's a lot to see and shop at Ace Hardware and Connect Home Center in Sheridan.
Hammer Chevrolet, where every vehicle is new to you, Troy Baker. Bob, trade in and trade up. We have a nice selection of pre-owned late model vehicles, like a 2019 Chevy Colorado ZR2 Bison Edition priced at $46,495, a 2021 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 for $58,995, or a 2021 GMC Terrain for $30,995.
Hammer Chevrolet, where every vehicle is new to you. 107 East Alger, online, hammerchevy.com.
The Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce and Sheridan Media invite you to vote in this year's Christmas Stroll People's Choice Lighting and Decorating Contest. Visit SheridanMedia.com to see the list of businesses participating in the contest. Visit each business and check out both their indoor and outdoor decorations. Then vote for your favorite at SheridanMedia.com. You can vote once per day through 11 p.m. on December 11th. For questions, contact the Chamber at 672-2485.
We are coming up on another 15% off Super Saturday at Nest Home and Holiday and Window Works and more. Merry Christmas. This is Darlene. Green and red are the traditional colors of the season, and Nest has those colors plus more. All faux floral, garlands, and greenery will be 15% off Saturday only. That's right, 15% off your Christmas greenery purchase this Saturday only. Nest Home and Holiday, 1815 North Main Street, now open Sundays noon to 4, and free gift wrapping always.
Good morning and welcome back to Public Pulse. I'm Floyd Whiting. This morning I am with the Development Coordinator for Sheridan Memorial Hospital and the Foundation, Jasmine Slater. And we've been joined by the Director of Donor Relations for the Sheridan Memorial Hospital Foundation, Ada Curvin. Good morning, Ada.
Oh, thanks, Floyd.
How are
that
you?
was a great introduction.
Wouldn't it
to
be
be
nice?
here.
We got that introduction every single morning.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
When
that's
you
a
wake up.
Good way to start your day.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep.
And now, Sheridan Memorial Hospital, it's been recognized. I just want to touch on this real fast.
Yeah.
It's been recognized as a pediatric receiving facility by the Wyoming Department of Health's Emergency Medical Services for Children
Yeah.
and Wyoming Hospital Preparedness Programs. Jasmine, what does that designation of a pediatric receiving facility actually mean?
Yeah, so it really does speak to our trauma and ER team. And the work that they do as a pediatric receiving facility means we're prepared for emergencies and things that happen and come into the hospital through the ER. But with pediatrics, it's a little different. With having children come in, it's a little different in the types of emergencies, how you handle situations. So it really just is all the work that we've been doing for years, but really just reaching up to those benchmarks that is through that organization and just saying, these are all the things we're already doing.
Yeah.
You know, we're one of 6 facilities here at this level in the state. There's 26, and we're one of 6 that has, received this designation. So it's really speaks to the training and the processes and the things that our team have put in place, from all of our nurses to all of our, all the doctors in the ER, really just working together to just be as prepared and ready as they can to care for our community. And this is just one certification, one designation, but really the recognition of us wanting to take care of the pediatric and children in our community.
Now, I think you've already touched on it because although this is a goal that every hospital should strive to achieve, this happened organically. You were already doing the things that this benchmark required.
Absolutely. We were doing all the work and doing all the things. And so you should always strive to be your best, right? And we always strive to do better, to enhance care, to, change in the healthcare landscape. And so having to change with it. And so I think our team really just said, these are the things that we're doing. So we're going to put it all down on paper and let people know. And so it really is, just like any other designation, it comes through, you go through a process, but we were already doing all the work. So we might as well let people know how wonderful I think our hospital is,
Absolutely.
but helping them understand that we're ready to care for them.
During the COVID pandemic at its height, I was having to report as often as possible. And so I had meetings with the leadership up there.
Yeah.
And this went on for months.
Yep.
I miss it.
Yeah.
Because we got to a point where we didn't have to release information as often.
Yep.
And I just started to miss kind of gathering around the phone.
Yeah.
And doing it that way. Because we started in person, but of course...
Yeah, those Thursday morning meetings
we
that everyone
all had to shift, yeah.
Yeah.
And I miss talking to those guys every morning.
Well, I know they would love to talk to you anytime you see fit.
Maybe I just give McCafferty a call.
Just
right?
give him a call. A lot of people do, so why not?
Now, something else that's happened up there, Sheridan Memorial Hospital's hospice has been named a 2022 Hospice Honors recipient by 3 separate organizations. For those who may not know, what is hospice and what does this honors mean?
Yeah, do you want to talk a bit about
About hospice?
Just hospice.
Well,
yeah.
hospice.
It's a tough subject.
It is.
It is a tough
It
one.
is. But it's part of our life. And I think through the years, learning about what the hospice program provides, not only to the patients that are served, but to the families and all the loved ones that are surrounding that person, and helping families and the patient really live their best days that they can.
Yeah.
Every day needs to be the best that it can be. And so hospice helps families navigate that really difficult time at the end of life. And there's a lot of love and joy and I think emotional, aspects that come with that. So hospice really moves in with the family and provides not only patient care and keeping that patient comfortable throughout that difficult time, but there's emotional support and all different kinds of volunteers that move in and come when they're needed. The family can reach out for help. And Sherry Reich is our manager of our hospice program, and it's just amazing what we have here in Sheridan. It's all really an in-home program right now. So patients that need help maybe get there through different avenues, but then the families are able to take care of their loved one in the home.
I had contact with a hospice only one time in my life. My grandmother, she passed away very slowly. And my aunt was able to get her hospital bed and equipment into the house. And so we were able to share one more Christmas. And the hospice nurse was there the whole time. And she was so kind.
Yeah.
I was just a little kid.
I think that the whole program is really based on just kindness and love and
compassion is a big deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
and making sure that, that if there is any pain involved, that the management is available 24/7, and the team of hospice providers are overseen by a physician, and so they're able to make sure that the patient is comfortable and able to enjoy as much as possible and the best day as possible
And I
with
think
the
that's-
loved ones.
That's the thing about the hospice honors, is that it's a survey that the families take after
really?
after
Wow.
care. So
Wow.
that's really where that honor comes from. Is it really is special, and I think that's why it is such an honor, truly, for our team, is that it comes directly from the actions and the care and the kindness and compassion that those families experienced during care. And so that's really where these designations come from, is from the answers on that survey and really just evaluating the efforts that they made.
And fortunately, for those that are maybe thinking about hospice or have questions about hospice, we welcome, our team welcomes calls, and they're happy to meet with families at any time during a process of an illness or, something like that, so that the family can understand what the program is. One of the things we hear so frequently is, if I would have only known what the program provided. Somehow that the word hospice just infers a really difficult time, but it's meant to be a time that we all can be together and make it as comfortable and loving and caring as possible.
Yeah.
And so if you wait till you're at the very end of, this really difficult process as a caregiver, sometimes you're so tired, you're not able to give the best care to your loved ones. So if hospice comes in and our volunteers are there and whatever other services are needed, the family then gets quality time with that patient and knows that they're being well cared for, just as they would care for their loved one. And really, once, hospice can go for 6 months, but it can also go for much longer.
Yeah.
Because patients do very well, when they're in charge of their care and they're able to make decisions about what they want to do each day.
It's such a tough part of life. It's good to know that there's compassionate individuals who know how to administer that level of care and empathy.
Absolutely.
And sympathy in many cases.
Yeah. And we have many
We've all been there.
resources.
We've all
that-
been there.
Right, that families can just come in and borrow, and books and booklets for families and children, and about the process of dying. And it's a wonderful program.
And I think it's great that you pointed out we should think about it now, and not at the end. Don't wait until that. Just because it's something that we don't like to address. It's something that we don't like to look
It's a
at.
difficult
It's a difficult,
conversation.
yeah.
I think that is kind of, that's kind of healthcare in general sometimes, is, you have these preconceived notions of what this one thing might mean,
Yeah.
and what it means to our community and what it means to another community, and how our services, or, how our team does
Unique.
that can be, it can be completely unique. And patient care isn't just about our patients. It's about the families. It's about their loved ones. It's about everyone who's involved in that. And so I think that hospice is a wonderful example of things that you just might not understand, or other people don't. And truly, I would learn something every single day about the programs that we offer, the work that each department does, and those things. And so I think it is being proactive about getting information. Information is never going to hurt you. It doesn't
Right.
hurt to have any of that.
And our physicians and the clinical teams at the hospital are really so prepared to visit with anyone in the community about what we offer up at the hospital. And I know Jasmine and I get lots of time with donors and with volunteers and with our patients. So we hear firsthand. And I would encourage everyone to make those questions in person with someone who works at the hospital or knows about the services that are offered.
And it helps us because,
Yeah.
one person has that question. A lot
Others
of people
might
probably
too.
do too.
Yeah, yeah. And so you start to see a pattern where you're like,
Yeah.
we need to make this as available as possible.
Absolutely.
All right, on that note, we're going to have more with the Sheridan Memorial Hospital and the Foundation. And when we come back, stick with us. This is Public Pulse on 930 KROE at 103.9 FM. Sheridan.
Champion Funeral Home is dedicated to providing compassionate and personalized service to your families. They provide support, personable care, and affordable prices to Sheridan and Johnson County and surrounding areas. Champion Funeral Home has been family owned and operated since 1911. They will comfort you in your time of need and provide your family with a meaningful tribute to your loved one. Contact Champion Funeral Home at championfh.com or call 674-6369.
It causes stress. Even minor pain is telling you something's not right, and early detection is the best path to relief. Make a call to Dr. Colin Hardy of Atlas Chiropractic. Not only can he alleviate your pain, but also reduce physical stress and boost and maintain proper immune system function. Chiropractic is a natural immune booster. With each adjustment, they're not only supporting the central nervous system through proper spinal function and alignment, but also stimulating and strengthening the immune system by removing nerve interferences and stressors that can drag it down. Call 307-672-6000 for details and scheduling with the top chiropractic clinic in Sheridan, Atlas Chiropractic.
This is Dr. Colin Hardy with Atlas Chiropractic. Be sure to ask us about our new patient specials. Take the first step to a better you. Call 672-6000. That's 672-6000. Your healing begins when you pick up the phone.
Face it, you don't want to do your own plumbing and heating work or repair. You need a professional, and that is exactly what you will get if you work with Rapp Plumbing and Heating. Being fully licensed, bonded, and insured, you can rest assured that they will take care of your repairs and maintenance in the very best way possible. Call Rapp Plumbing and Heating at 429-1196 and rest easy knowing it'll be done right. This is Dan Rapp with Rapp Plumbing and Heating. And as we like to say, if you find a leak, let me take a peek.
Hey there, listeners. I'm every over-enthusiastic radio announcer ever. And if you think that's enthusiastic, then you need to check out Best Real Estate because we are enthusiastic about selling properties. So if you or someone you know is looking to buy or sell, we are your go-to real estate team. Call us at 675-BEST or visit our website at bestwy.net for all of your real estate needs. Brokered by EXP.
Wyoming Corporate Office is the trusted business choice behind thousands of businesses. Whether it's business formation, payroll, corporate paperwork, mail scanning service, or small business phone service, Wyoming Corporate Office powers over 100,000 businesses worldwide and locally. This makes Wyoming Corporate Office the state's largest business-to-business service provider, located right here in Sheridan, Wyoming. If you're drowning in corporate paperwork looking for someone with an unmatched experience that cares and wants to be your partner in making your business successful, trust that Wyoming Corporate Office can help you focus on what makes your business tick. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Public Pulse. I'm Floyd Whiting. I am joined this morning by Jasmine Slater, the Development Coordinator for Sheridan Memorial Hospital and the Foundation, and the Director of Donor Relations for Sheridan Memorial Hospital Foundation, Ada Curvin. Now, Ada, we're going to switch over to you. Who is the Foundation at the Sheridan Memorial Hospital?
Well, the Foundation is all of a lot of people. We are made up of volunteers, auxiliary donors, and the foundation was established back in the 70s, 1976, to be the fundraising arm for Sheridan Memorial Hospital. And since that time, we've been able to work with community members who wanted to make a difference with something that really touched their heart, and that was healthcare.
Yeah.
And it's just such an honor to represent the history of the foundation. I heard you talking a little bit about that with the auxiliary. I think the auxiliary really started that philanthropic caring, giving back to the community when it was established so many years ago. And then that transferred into the foundation in the 70s. So we've grown over the years. And around 2000, when we were opening the new patient wing, I think is when we really saw community come together to support and ensure that everyone who lives here in Sheridan would have access to the care that they need.
Yeah.
And that's our goal, to ensure that everyone receives excellent patient-centered care when they come to the hospital. We don't turn anyone away there. And I think without philanthropy, the services that we have been able to support through donations and the generosity of community members, really, we wouldn't have all the services that we have today, which make us unique.
I think it's amazing up there at the hospital. One thing that I've noticed about Sheridan Memorial Hospital specifically, you're really focused on finding a need. And then once you've got it found, let's develop either a program or a team to get solutions, to get results. That's one thing that I have noticed, that you see something that's needed and you take action
and I would
right
say,
away.
Yeah, that really starts with our leadership and the board of trustees, because with their guidance, and there's a lot of risk involved as a board member. You have to make big decisions for this healthcare system.
Health. Yeah.
And it's really, we've built a system now with the main hospital and our med surge and all of those things. But if you look around at the ancillary services that we offer, it's amazing. And the foundation has been a part of all of those large programs being able to develop here, and the capital needs that had to happen and the donations that needed to occur. So we have the Welch Cancer Center, the Watt Dialysis Center, the Griffith Emergency Department, and so many others. We support equipment and education for our staff. We've talked a lot today about the importance of having the right staff at the right time and the right place. And when you develop these programs, there's a need for training and keeping our clinical staff up to date so that they're able to provide all these services.
Yeah, the ongoing training.
Ongoing training.
Dealing with, I think a lot of people don't really consider that when they think of all the training that these professionals have to go
Truly,
through.
and being in a rural community, our staff often, they don't have a lot of experience maybe with one particular thing that might come into the emergency department. But when you're able to offer training and have simulation type training with teams together and physicians, they have to be prepared. So it's really important for a rural hospital and a rural healthcare system like ours to provide that type and that level of training for the staff. And we've built the intensive care unit. Our operating area has expanded with the cath lab and our cardiologists, and we now have 4 surgeons. So the needs of that and providing care to the community have become vital.
Absolutely.
And really imperative. And I think the work of the foundation and the work of those in our community that help support through either membership or, as we like to say, every dollar counts. We have an employee partner program. So we've developed a lot of different ways for people to get involved. And also through the auxiliary and through our volunteer program, there's 1,000 different ways to get involved.
Yeah. Ada, why did you get involved? What led you to where we're at now?
That's such a good question. I had started kind of learning more about giving and being a part of something when I learned about the Relay for Life with the American Cancer Society. And that was almost 30 years ago here in Sheridan when it first started. And then a position opened up at the hospital, and I thought, gosh, that just sounds really interesting. And so I applied, and then I've been there for 25 years. So,
wow.
Yeah, at that time, we really didn't have full-time staff. So in the year 2000 was when the foundation grew enough to have full-time staff. And I think since that time, we've just watched it blossom and the different ways that we can help community members, get to the care they need.
If somebody out there is feeling like, you know what, this is it. This is where I want to put my time. How do they join the foundation?
Oh, we have a number of ways, and Jasmine's really involved with a lot of the different ways that people can. But picking up the phone is probably the easiest. 673-2417 is my number, and I'll get you set up. But we also have a lot of easy ways that you can do it at home. And
yeah, I mean, I think we've talked a lot about and people probably heard a lot about Giving Tuesdays today.
Yeah.
You know, it's really that opportunity to find, even if it's not the foundation, I think it's really important. The culture of philanthropy within our organization and, you know, in the community that we have, I think that's really, I think that's really vital to keeping us. So I think that being able to contribute to Giving Tuesday is one really great way to do that. But joining the foundation in general can come from your time and talents and being able to volunteer or be part of the auxiliary, or our employees, join a program. But, there's opportunities for individuals to have a membership, for organizations to support with a membership, and do corporate sponsorships. And, there's just so many different ways. And I think the special thing about what Ada does and, within our organization is really specializing it to what matters to people most and making it important to what people enjoy or what's important to them or what they're passionate about. And so I think there's different ways, all across the board, depending on how you want to be involved and how you want your gifts of any kind to, be leveraged at our organization. I think that that's what's so special about it, is it's not just a one size fits all. And I think we recognize that.
I don't volunteer as much as I want to, but I have in the past.
Yeah.
And I will say money is critical.
Mm-hmm.
It is vital. These monetary donations are absolutely needed because, like it or not, that's what makes the world go round.
Right.
But when you volunteer and you get your hands in there, there is a sense of maybe not accomplishment, but a sense of community that you feel in that moment that is different than signing a check. And I don't want to discourage anyone from signing that check, because maybe that's what you can do.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you have time to do or physically can do. But being able to actually donate your effort, your time, your work, that's something that can't be replaced with anything else in the world.
This time of the year, we see all kinds of things happening. We've had carolers getting ready to come in to sing with the patients. And now with the new transitional care unit, they'll be able to go upstairs and interact with our patients. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of singing going on up there. And we have young groups coming in with cards and handmade cards and decorations for the patient doors and the walls and things to put on their food trays. I mean, they're there. I just talked to a patient the other day who had been at our facility for 51 days, and that's a long time.
It is.
And making each day a little unique or a little different doesn't always come from taking your medication and having your therapy. It comes from the interactions you have with people and the people that are there taking care of you.
I gotta go, Ada. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you
love
so
being
much,
here.
Jasmine.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
It's fantastic having you.
We wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
You've been listening to Public Pulse on 930 KROE and 103.9 FM. Sheridan.
The Sheridan County Chamber of Commerce and Sheridan Media invite you to vote in this year's Christmas Stroll People's Choice Lighting and Decorating Contest. Visit SheridanMedia.com to see the list of businesses participating in the contest. Visit each business and check out both their indoor and outdoor decorations. Then vote for your favorite at SheridanMedia.com. You can vote once per day through 11 p.m. on December 11th.